Welcome to the third annual Beacon Award ceremony. The idea of the Beacon Awards is simple. We asked everyone in our community to nominate someone who had made a difference in their lives. We received an enormous response, and from the many nominations, we selected 17 local humanitarians who best represent the volunteer spirit of the community. Let's meet our 2015 Beacon Award winners. Patricia Andriol, Branford.
My goal as a volunteer is to work with others to obtain what we think is needed. One of the things that I've been very active in for the past 15 years is the Volunteer Services Center. What we house in the Volunteer Services Center is the Branford Food Pantry, which also the Feed Branford Kids comes out of the food pantry, the Community Dining Room, which serves meals, the Clothing Bank. They also house books in there at one time during the year, and then they sell them at the book sale at the Blackstone Library.
Judy Bannon, North Branford.
Throughout the years, I've been involved in any number of organizations, from Little League to Girl Scouts to working through activities at my church. But since I've become a teacher, I was inspired to try to do something on a larger scale to help in a more global way. Most recently, I was involved with the St. Baldrick's head shaving event here at Jerome Harrison School. And the reason that the event took place was because I have had two students who have battled cancer over the years that I've been teaching, as well as a young relative who also battled cancer. With that first event that we held here in our town, 180 participants came and had their head shaved or got short haircuts, and we were able to raise almost $35,000.
Mary Caruso, North Branford.
I helped organize the Friedreich's Ataxia Research Alliance, which is an organization, wonderful organization, that helps raise funds for a rare disease that both my daughters have. I was one of the original founding board members, and now I help in an advisory capacity. I'm in a fundraising advisor. I help other families plan fundraisers. Locally, I have been part of the Connecticut Council for People with Disabilities. Besides that, I'd like to say that my big job is being like a life facilitator for my two daughters who have a progressive illness.
Wendy Coles, East Haven.
I work for the Branford Food Pantry, which is my main organization. I'm the president, and I'm kind of a hands-on here all the time person. And I work for Branford Cares. So we're trying to get the community involved together to help make life better for those in the community who need it. Our new program is Feed Branford Kids. What we do is we're trying to get weekend food out to the children who need it, especially those on free and reduced lunch, because a lot of them don't have enough food. Another friend of mine said, can we start this food for children? And having been a pediatric nurse for 48 years, I said, anything for kids. So here I am.
Margaret and Vinnie DiGlio, Madison.
We volunteer with a group called Madison Community Services, and when we first retired to Madison, we're both retired educators, we wanted to give back to the community. We recognized there was a greater need in Madison for people who needed food.
Madison Community Services told us they wanted to expand, and we came back, proposed a pantry setup, and we just needed a place. The president of Madison Community Services, Cheryl Campbell,
she was the one who rented these units for us, right. And we moved here 4.5 years ago.
Joe Goldberg, Guilford.
Most of what I've done in my true passion, though, is children and education. I helped co-start the Guilford Fund for Education approximately 11 years ago. We're an organization that came out of the Guilford Foundation. I serve on the board of GCTV, which is the local cable access. I've also been a Guilford youth mentor since 1999. So I've been on the board and committees probably for the last 12 years, and for the last 2 years I've been serving as the president of the Guilford Youth Mentoring Board, which acts as an advisory board to the program, which is a Guilford school program.
Matt and Mary Halley, Branford.
Currently, I volunteer for the Friends of the Blackstone Library. Matthew and I co-chair the book sale. I am on the Branford Education Foundation as a board member, and we're working to start a robotics team. And I just finished a 2-year term for the Connecticut PTA as treasurer. Those are my 3 current volunteer positions.
I did a book film with Mary, and I volunteer for the fire department for over 35 years in Branford. Volunteer at the festival, and I'm on the board of the volunteer center.
The Friends of the Blackstone Library is one of the best organizations I've ever been with. We've been with them 15 years since we got married. I can't say enough about how cooperative the group is. Everyone's willing to help. We all get along, and we all have the library as our main mission.
Patricia Crawl, Guilford.
I have volunteered in many different organizations over the course of my life. Now I presently am volunteering with the Arc of Connecticut and my church and its functions. The homeless church and soup kitchen in New Haven was where I got my start with feeding the hungry. So I went to the soup cellar, which is what the community dining room was called. Actually, I went to volunteer, and they were looking for a administrator at the time and asked me to apply for the job, which I did and then was lucky enough to get.
Lisa Lamont, Old Saybrook.
Well, I have a fairly unique opportunity as the Community Development Officer with Guilford Savings Bank, in that the bank allows me to devote the majority of my time to serving on boards and committees of multiple nonprofits. I feel like I get to see the big picture of the needs along the shoreline. Just to give you an example of some of the organizations that I work with, at the Valley Shore Y, for instance, we teach every kid in Westbrook how to swim. We also partner with Middlesex Hospital. And one of the fun things we've done to address some of the hunger needs unfortunately in our area, last year we started the Partner to Grow community garden. And we have harvested over a ton of fresh produce and deliver it to the Westbrook Food Pantry.
Judy McCusker, Clinton.
Presently, I volunteer for 3 different organizations along the shoreline. One is St. Mary's Church in Clinton. Another is the Henry Carter Hall Library in Clinton. And I also deliver Meals on Wheels in the Clinton-Westbrook area. I certainly enjoy doing the work in all of them. The library here I absolutely love, and it's one of the things I look forward to doing every week. And as far as Meals on Wheels is concerned, I really love interacting with the clients. Most of them comment most favorably on the meals. It feels good.
Bill O'Brien, Branford.
Well, I guess going back, the longest serving organization I've been involved in is the Walter Camp Football Foundation, the All-American dinner that's held every year at Yale, where we honor the top college players of the year. Been involved in the National Football Foundation, running a scholar-athlete dinner honoring high school scholar-athletes that play football and excel in the classroom. And I'm with the High School League, the Southern Connecticut Conference. I also am involved in the board of directors of the Branford Community House and Recreation Department here, and I'm very proud of what we do to send kids to camp during the summer, and the money we raise through scholarships for scholarship purposes.
Teresa Ranchito Bealey, North Haven.
I volunteer for the North Haven Rotary Club. I basically help run a lot of their fundraisers. We're here today at Eli Whitney Museum. I help raise money for the Jack Veely Scholarship at the Eli Whitney Museum, which sends children here who may not have the means, but primarily for kids with medical needs who may need an apprentice. So it pays for the apprentice program. I'm a big sister, so I work with the Big Brothers Big Sisters organization. And finally, through Rotary Club and then on my own with the help of my many very generous friends, working with Hunter Pageau. And he's our North Haven child who has SMARD disease.
Minor Vincent Clinton.
Families Helping Families is a nonprofit organization in Clinton. We have 5 community outreach programs. We first started with the Energy Assistance Program, and over the past 9 years we've grown into 5 outreach programs serving adults to young children. Our main thrust is to be there to help families whenever we can and however we can.
Joe Wallock, Old Saybrook.
I principally do a lot of my volunteer work with the Chamber of Commerce in Old Saybrook. And the reason I enjoy doing that is that the people involved are just so terrific. And it's been my opinion that a good, strong local economy is good for everyone in the town. And the businesses, you know, they're made up of people, and they're all good people, and we really do have a lot of fun together.
Robert Worrell, Branford.
I volunteer at my church, St. Clair in East Haven. I have several roles there. I'm on the Finance Council. I sit on the Carnival Committee, the Eucharistic Minister Director. The next one would be the Trolley Museum in East Haven. I sit on the Board of Directors there. Also like to mention the Dan Cosgrove Animal Shelter. I was on the Animal Commission in Branford here for 6 years. I really enjoyed my time there. The animal shelter will always be near and dear to my heart. The animals are so well taken care of, and the people who are charged with overseeing the animal shelter are some of the nicest, most wonderful people you'll ever meet.
We've heard what our winners do for the community. Let's hear what that service does for them.
I think that was the wonderful thing, to see how much is done in all of our communities by volunteers and by community groups.
I've been constantly amazed at how much energy and power volunteers generate.
I can't tell you the number of times we do a food drive and somebody comes up and either gives us a check or donates a couple of bags of groceries, and they said, you know, I just want you to know that somebody was there for me when we were having some difficulties, and we just want to give back too.
It just amazed me that there are just that many great people out there who really think the same way that I do and want to give back, not because they're going to get any gain, except knowing that they've done a good job and that they're making a difference in their community and in their surroundings, and to either an animal's life or a person's life, doesn't matter. All life's important.
I got my start with Feeding the Hungry, which brought me to a place of understanding the needs of other people in a more deep and intimate way. Volunteering comes naturally. It's a good thing to do. It actually makes you feel good. It's a comfortable thing to do, so you find the time to make it happen.
I find that if I'm really having a tough week, if I go out there and volunteer, it makes me feel better. Because I really believe that ultimately, the more we can talk to each other, help each other, be there for each other, I really believe we can make the world a better place.
And it's Winston Churchill, probably one of the greatest leaders in the world, And he said, we make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give. And that's a lesson that I like to follow.
Am I done?
Yes, you're
Come
done.
on!
I told you it was harmless.
I don't know. I think I'll pass on that one. I don't know what to say on that.
It's optional.
Yeah, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Okay.
That's the one you don't like. Skip.
That's yes. Skip.
You want to add?
Well,
no.
No. Like I say, good luck with the editing.
Sorry, Chris.
It's okay. Take your time. I'm going to edit this down anyway.
Good.
Great.
Great. Excellent. That's it.
Yay!
You nailed it. You're done. That's it. Perfect, huh? That was nice.
Thank you.